What's up, guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I'm back again with another video. If you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Rivah. It's very nice to meet you. Before we get into this video, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. And as I always say, make sure you guys leave your comments in the comment section down below. It does not matter how you feel about this video. We all want to talk about it. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow my Instagram. It's at RIVAH_JORDON, and we're gonna go ahead and get right into the video. I had so many people in my comment section, in my Instagram DM, like really asking me to react to these videos where Melanie King was on Lapeef. So we're just gonna go ahead and just jump right into the video.
Sitting busting that down. As much as that's why I emphasize I've been married for this long, you know me, that's my sister, and all of this other type of stuff. At the end of the day, if I respected her to that extent, I'm not coming into town by myself and inviting her up to my hotel room in the first place. If I invite you to
but you're wanting us to be accountable for what.
Okay, hold on. Let me give you guys some. I'm like doing timeout. Let me give you guys some backstory. I wanted to do both videos, but I think it made more sense to just get into this exact one. But okay, so I actually saw a snippet of this on Anton Daniels' channel where he was talking about this situation, and so let's go back. Anton had said to Q, like, okay, if I invited you up to my hotel room and Rita, which is his wife, is not there, and it's like midnight, are you pulling up to my hotel room? And Q was like, yeah, like we can go to eat, we can chill, whatever, because in her mind, she's like, well, you and I are cool, I know your wife, like I'm not expecting that from you. But Anton was just using that as an example to say, because he thought she was going to say, no, I'm not coming through, like, you know? So he was just using himself as an example, and then here we are.
And should have been doing. We're just answering the question as you gave it. You didn't give us this backstory.
Since y'all already know.
But listen, you didn't give us a backstory. We're answering the question as you gave it. But I think in your mind
I didn't ask you the question. I asked you.
Okay, well, I said you asked us.
I gave her the backstory before I actually asked one.
No, but listen, you don't know.
Can I go though? This is the thing.
Anton, your backstory is
you two.
Hold
okay, I'll go.
Hold on. Uncle, hold on. I've been real quiet here.
I've been quiet too.
Hey, y'all, we got to talk one at a time. Otherwise, they can't hear us. We got to talk one at a time. So, let's figure it out.
Anton, your backstory, the fact that you know Q, the fact that you've met her before, the fact that she knows Rita, all these things, you gave that backstory. And then you asked her, so what if I invited you up to my room? I would say the same thing she said. Like, oh, okay, so you're trying to order.
Okay, no. He just gave the backstory as an example, but the common answer would be like, well, I'm not really expecting that from you because me and you are cool. However, I understand what you're saying, and would I come up there? No. I wouldn't come up there just out of respect for your relationship, for the situation. And also, it doesn't matter if you meet somebody, you meet their wife, you cool with them, whatever the case may be. If a man is texting you one away, like 1 o'clock in the morning, midnight or whatever, and he's like, oh, I'm in my hotel room, come through. I'm not coming through. Like, I'm going to have to assume the worst. Let me be wrong, right? Let me be wrong, and let me just be like, oh, nah, I'm not coming through, you know? But, like, I'll see you in the morning, we can go to brunch or something like that. But let me assume the worst. Because as a woman, you have to. Because you can put yourself in really bad, sticky situations trying to think for somebody else. Oh, I know he wouldn't be thinking of me like that. You're not in his brain. You don't know what he thinks. You don't know what his motives are. You don't know how he feels. You don't know if he was like, oh, this is a perfect opportunity to, you know, shoot my shot. So, no. Just absolutely not.
Room service, is Rita there? What's going on?
Y'all daddy ain't never.
No, not room service. Is Rita there? Because he said that Rita is not there. In the text message that he's texting, Rita's not here. I'm here alone. Come through. Like, obviously, you're gonna read between the lines and be like, nah.
I'll never go to a man hotel room unless
we're you're trying to be some kind
with
of
a stranger.
Why do you want somebody to think that about you, Anton? We know you're a good guy.
You're not
hold on, Kay. Like I didn't get that. Like I didn't get that impression that he was thinking. I just got it. He was using that as an example.
But he's not accepting Q's answer, and she answered.
No, I did accept.
Okay, then how do you feel about it, Kay? You know, should sex be expected? Kay. Okay, I'm gonna come to you. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Should sex be expected if you accept the invitation to the home? Why not?
Because people get to choose what they do, and it doesn't depend on.
Let me tell you why this is so wrong on so many different levels. No. If a man is inviting you to his home and he's interested in you, you have to assume that he's looking for that. If he's not, great. But I personally feel as a woman, you should not be going over there if you are not semi-okay with this situation. Especially if you know he's interested in you, he's pursuing you, and he's inviting you over. Now, I'm not saying it's okay, not okay, or whatever, but I am saying that as a woman, when you're going into the lion's den, because this is his home, where there's a bed, and he likes you, if you're going to the crib, you know, Netflix and chill, or whatever the case is, you have to assume that he wants to take things a step further, and if you're not okay with that, you should not be going over there. I'm just saying. There was a I know so many different stories, but I'm gonna use this for an example. So there's like a story that I know. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but like where people are like, oh, you know, if you want to go to, you know, a man's home, and you know, if you only want him to, you know, he can only go as far as you want him to go, and if you decide even a second before that you don't want to do that, then, you know, you have the right to say no, and he has to respect it. And that's what women are telling other women, like, no, even if it's a minute before, like, he has to respect it if you say no. But are those women going to be there to help you or to assist you when you're only alone with this man who is already fired up and riled up, and that can put you in a horrible situation? So I don't think it's even a safe conversation to tell women, like, oh, no, yeah, go over there. You shouldn't be assuming that he wants that. Like, you should be assuming that he wants that. And if he doesn't, that's awesome. But assume that they do, because that's, like, why are you going to the house? Why are you going to the hotel room? Like, why are you going to the motel? Why are you pulling up if you're not anticipating that maybe this is something that he wanted? Because if it wasn't that exact action, you guys would be going to dinner. You guys would be going to the movies. You guys would be going somewhere outside. But some intimacy, like that intimate space of being in somebody's home, you have to expect that.
Anything else? I mean, that's what consent is all about. It's not just, what? Can you imagine going in front of a judge and being like, well, she came to my house. So, like, no, that's not how anything works.
It's not about, oh, well, she came to my house and, you know, whatever. It's not the point of, you're talking about going all the way to a judge. Let's talk about the action, why they're in front of a judge. You're setting this woman up for this situation that you're talking about. Why are you there? Like, why are you there at his house? Why are you there?
That is not something that people should expect. That's dangerous thinking. You absolutely shouldn't.
It's dangerous thinking not to expect that that's what they're thinking. And women do this all the time. You're putting your mind onto a man. Oh, no, we were just cool. I didn't even think he thought of me like that. You're a woman, and a beautiful woman. You're anticipating that this man is not thinking of you in a different way. Men think about it all day long. So imagine when you're in their house, like, it's dangerous if you're not anticipating that somebody might be expecting more from you. Very dangerous.
Be expecting something like that from just somebody based on them coming to your house. Now, if there's different, like, you know, relationships that people have, maybe somebody, you're married and, you know, or your boyfriend, girlfriend, long term, whatever, maybe y'all have like something else that you could expect. But in general, absolutely not.
Okay, I got another question for you. And again, we're just having a conversation. I'm not saying one way or another, but I just know how things operate. So I know you have that mindset, but do you think that most men expect sex if you go up to their room or go to their house?
I don't know what they think, but
I'm just saying, it don't have to be you personally, but just friends, situations.
You tell me.
If you're not a man and you don't know what they think, how can you answer so strongly that they're not anticipating that that's gonna happen? If you're not a man and you're saying I'm not a man, I don't know what they think. So if that's the case, then how can you say so strongly that it shouldn't be an expectation? How can you say that? How can you say those two things at the same time? That's not keeping it real at all. Like, that's definitely not keeping it 100.
No, I'm talking about from a woman's perspective, not from a man's perspective.
From a woman's perspective, what do I think a man thinks? Okay.
I said based off what you're saying.
I think he want that. That's what I think.
Okay. I don't think so. I don't think I in my life, before I was, in a relationship and all this, I don't hang around those types of dudes. So I've never felt like, oh my goodness, I'm here. This means blah, blah, blah. I don't feel that way. Like, people are way smoother than that. I don't understand this question. Like, JR, do you expect that anytime a woman comes anywhere to your room, your house, anything? Is that what you expect? Yes or no?
Most of the time I have.
And it's not even whether or not we expect it.
And that's a man. That's a man. You ask him his honest opinion. As a man, he's like, yeah, I'm expecting that. Sure am. Like, first thing on my mind. That's what I'm thinking. Worse when you say a hotel room. Like, what are you anticipating? For real, for real. Like, what are you guys gonna do? Play Jenga? Like,
it's about whether or not you guys are naive.
It's not about being naive.
It is.
That's not the point. The point is that you guys should never go up to a man's hotel room if you're not expecting to do something.
What?
But Anton, can I have a question? Can I say something first?
I might not do nothing, but that ain't got nothing to do with general.
I got your cue.
And that's dangerous rhetoric.
Exactly, but
it's dangerous rhetoric the other way around. It's dangerous to assume that everybody has good intentions because that's not true. And Kay said something that she's like, oh, that's not the people that I hang around. We're talking about people who are just not maybe meeting somebody. Maybe they gone on 2-3 dates. And now, the person is like, oh, you want to come to my house? Like, you can't assume that everybody has good intentions. Sometimes you can know somebody for 10 years, 12 years, 5 years, and then you go to their crib and you're like, oh my gosh, I wasn't even anticipating this. Maybe he didn't try the first time, the second time, the third time, but maybe that fourth time you went to his crib is a problem.
But Jesus Christ. This is crazy. Maybe
it's literally dangerous. Some people look at you as a role model, Anton, and for you to be saying something like that is very irresponsible.
This ain't got nothing to do with
it. So what if he's a role model? He's telling the truth. Like, he's not lying. He's not lying. As women, prevention is way better than cure. Like, you can't put yourself into situations that are uneasy or that you don't know about and then walk around like, oh my gosh, I never expected this. Like, expect the worst before anything. Just expect it. That's going to keep you protected, expecting that somebody's expecting something from you.
This got something to do with your inability to not be naive. I clearly just said that I wouldn't do anything. No. Because you're not gonna try to pay me. Listen, I'm willing to be a bad guy in a lot of situations, but not this one. The point that I was using was an example. Mm-hmm. The point that I'm using is that no matter how cool the person is, if they are not related to you and they invite you up to their hotel room, don't go.
Yes.
I don't care how cool it is.
Yes.
Do not go up to a man's hotel room without expectations to do something. Now, that don't mean that I'm going to do something because I would never touch Q because I'm just a certain type of guy. But that don't mean that another person is not as cool with Q as I am that won't invite her up to the hotel room, and she should not be in any man's hotel room unless she's expecting to do something.
I get how you're trying to clean it out
like But Anton, can I?
And she's like, oh, I see how you're trying to clean it up. This is what he's been saying the entire time. Like, this is literally what he's been saying the entire time.
Hold on, we're gonna go to Q. We're gonna go to Q, y'all. Hey, y'all, we're gonna go to Q.
Me answering that question does not mean I'm going to meet Joe, Henry, and Bob in their hotel rooms. I'm going off because I know you. I know what type of man you are. I hung out with you and your wife. So just because I said yes to that because I know you doesn't mean I'm gonna meet up with Jay Prince or JB and X, Y, and Z. No.
But knowing him and knowing his wife don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. Hanging out with his wife don't mean nothing. It literally doesn't mean anything. Like, doesn't mean anything at all.
Exactly. So I think that example that you used was really a bad example. You should have used someone that I've never met. I've never came in contact that I know.
Example.
I don't know.
I'm using an extreme example to say I don't care if it's me.
Right.
If you're not expecting to do something, don't go up to a man's hotel room.
So like during the tours, if JR, if you want to have a team meeting, y'all better all go back to your room and do it remotely. Because you know what that means.
That's what they got lobbies for.
Narrative is that
conference.
Tell the truth, Anton. That's what they got lobbies for. That's what they got conference rooms for. That's what you can go to lunch and have meetings. Like, what are you talking about?
They got lobbies. They got a lot of different things in a hotel that you can tap into in order to be able to have a conversation.
It's true.
Am I crazy?
No.
Okay. Am I the off one here?
No.
No. I mean, it's because I have homeboys that came into town and we hung out and we haven't done nothing. So I think I'm a good judge of character. And
don't keep pushing the narrative.
Because no, I'm not pushing the narrative. It's because I'm not doing that with people I would not know like that, or I know would take advantage or use that to their benefit. That's the thing. Like if I met people in this chat, hey, I'm in Houston. You want to link up? I don't even link up with them outside. You think I'm gonna link up with them? They come to Houston. Hey, I'm in town. I'm at this is bar. I don't even go outside.
Q. I think what's the point that's getting like this is insane right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is what he's saying. We go out to the club. I meet Melody. We go do a show, whatever, right? We go out, we have fun, we drink, right? I call Melody and say, hey, Melody, can you come up to my room? Now, I will have an understanding in my mind as a man of why would I want Melody to come to my room at 12 o'clock at night, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now let's get that understanding. I'm telling you, men have an understanding. Right. So now, if Melody come to my room at 12 o'clock at night, what is she really expecting?
But Logic, that wasn't an example, sir. Anton said he came into Houston. He didn't say he went to the club. It wasn't no 12 a.m. He came into Houston.
I thought he did say 12 a.m., but okay.
Only been one time, right? And as a friend, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna come and show him out, go take him to eat, etc. You doing a different type of example.
Hold on, Logic, real quick. Like I think that we was going on really. I think that we really like pointing in on this situation. I honestly don't think Anton meant it that way. He was using himself as an example. I think that we just really digging in on it, but I really don't think it's meant that way. I think the overall thing is it some men you can kick it where they won't try nothing? Yeah. I believe it is so. But there are a lot of men that, depending on the situation, if they invite you to their room in their house, that sex is on their mind. They may not try nothing, but sex is on their mind.
Tell the truth. They thinking about it, whether you know it, don't know it, thinking about it, not thinking about it, they thinking about it. And maybe the reason why they're not reacting is just because they didn't find that right opening or the right time to be able to do so. You have to assume that, especially as a woman, to be able to, that's how you guard yourself and protect yourself in situations of being vulnerable. Because you can listen to women say, no, don't expect that. And then something happens to you. Are these same women that told you not to expect that going to be there to assist you or to help you? No. And then the damage is already done. So we have to be open and real. And this, I can talk about this for a long time because this is definitely a way to have yourself in protection mode. I don't care if I know you, we cool, we this, we that, with all of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care because I'm always going to assume that that's what it is. Always going to assume that. Bottom line. Even if somebody have respect for you, they may not try that time, they may not try that day, but they're definitely thinking about it. And you have to know that and be aware of that. Please let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up. And again, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow my Instagram. It's @RIVAH_JORDO. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you.